Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something that's been on the minds of a lot of gamers since the big Xbox Games Showcase on June 8th. Now look, there was a whole lot of exciting stuff revealed, tons of major news, incredible trailers, and some genuinely surprising announcements. But almost as soon as the showcase wrapped up, fans started pointing out that a few very significant games from Microsoft's own lineup were noticeably absent. It left a lot of us scratching our heads and asking, where on earth are they? No press conference can cover everything down of Humpy, that's just a given. But the absence of certain titles, like Fable and State of Decay 3, among others, really did stand out as quite remarkable. So let's break down some of the major titles that were conspicuously missing in action from the Xbox Game Showcase. First up, and this one stings for many, is State of Decay 3. For those who love a good zombie survival experience, this is a massive deal. Its developer, Undead Labs, has gone on record saying they're aiming for this to be the greatest zombie survival sim in the franchise. Sounds epic, right? But despite that ambitious goal, we saw absolutely nothing about it at the Xbox Game Showcase. The studio hasn't really said much about State of Decay 3 in a long time. The last major update we got was all the way back in September 2024, when the studio announced they were winding down support for State of Decay 2 and shifting their primary focus to the highly anticipated sequel. So here we are, almost a year later, and still no new glimpses, no updates, nothing. It definitely leaves fans wondering what's happening behind the scenes. Next, let's talk about Everwild. This is a particularly mysterious project coming from Rare, the incredibly talented developers behind Sea of Thieves. It's been shrouded in secrecy since its announcement, and it was also completely missing from the Xbox Game Showcase. Back in 2024, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, did mention that the game was making progress, but he didn't elaborate at all. The game was first announced way back in 2019, which feels like ages ago in game development time. And what's more, reports have suggested it's gone through significant changes, and at least one complete reboot since then. All of this just adds to the intrigue, making us even more curious to see what Everwild has evolved into. What kind of world will it be? What unique mechanics will it offer? We're all holding our breath for some actual reveals. Then there's Contraband. This was a really exciting announcement back in 2021 when Microsoft and Just Cause studio Avalanche announced it as a AAA Xbox exclusive. Set in the 1970s, Contraband was pitched as a co-op game aiming to be a smuggler's paradise within a richly imagined fictional world. The concept sounded fantastic, promising unique gameplay experiences. But, much like some of the others on this list, Avalanche hasn't provided any updates on Contraband in quite some time. The silence has led many fans to wonder, and even worry, about its ultimate fate. Is it still on track? Has development hit a snag? We really need some reassurance, and ideally some new information. Now this next one might just be the most surprising absence for many. Fable. The new Fable game, coming from the highly regarded Forza Horizon developer Playground Games, received a very quick shout-out from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer right at the very end of the Xbox Game Showcase. And I mean very quick. However, that was literally all there was. No new trailers, no in-depth looks, not even a snippet of gameplay footage. This might have been even more surprising if the game was still on track for its initial 2025 release, but as we know, it was unfortunately delayed to 2026. Still, even with the delay, fans are absolutely champing at the bit to see some actual gameplay, get a sense of its new art style and motion, or really, just get any other meaningful details about the game. The anticipation for this one is incredibly high. Speaking of big established franchises, Gears of War E-Day Coldor, the next mainline Gears of War game, didn't show up at the Xbox Game Showcase either. What we got instead was a confirmation from Phil Spencer that the game is indeed coming in 2026. So while we know it's on its way, that's still quite a while to wait for the next major installment. But there's a silver lining here for Gears fans. A very master of the original game, Gears of War Reloaded DAW, is actually coming this August. And here's the kicker. The franchise is heading to PlayStation for the very first time. That's a huge, groundbreaking move for Xbox and the Gears of War series, opening it up to an entirely new audience. And what about Halo? The iconic Master Chief series, a cornerstone of the Xbox brand. Microsoft is reportedly working on multiple new Halo games, which is exciting news in itself, but we didn't hear a single thing about any of them at the Xbox Game Showcase. This was a notable omission, especially given its legacy. That being said, Phil Spencer did strongly allude to some major Halo news coming in 2026. Why 2026? Because that year will mark the monumental 25th anniversary of both the Xbox console itself and the original Halo series. So it seems like they're saving something big for that milestone celebration. Patience, Spartans, patience. Microsoft's flagship racing series, Forza was also nowhere to be seen at the Xbox Games Showcase. no new Forza Motorsport updates, no new Forza Horizon reveals. It's a series known for its stunning visuals and engaging gameplay, so its absence was definitely felt. However, similar to Halo, Phil Spencer did confirm that 2026 will mark the return of the franchise. He didn't confirm if that would specifically be a new Forza Motorsport title or a new Forza Horizon game. But knowing it's coming back within the next couple of years is at least some reassurance for racing fans. Finally, let's talk about Perfect Dark. For those who appreciate classic espionage thrillers and futuristic action, the new Perfect Dark game is a highly anticipated title. But alas, Microsoft is keeping Perfect Dark fans in the dark for a while longer, as the new Perfect Dark game was completely MIA at the Xbox Game Showcase. The game was first announced in 2020 from Microsoft's relatively new developer, The Initiative, with Crystal Dynamics co-developing it, which is a powerful combination. We did get a first gameplay trailer back in June 2024, which gave us a taste of what to expect, but since then, there hasn't been any other significant news. It's a game with a lot of potential, and we're definitely hoping to hear more about Joanna Dark's return soon. So while the Xbox Game Showcase on June 8th was undoubtedly packed with exciting announcements, new games, and some fantastic reveals, it's abundantly clear that there are still some major, highly anticipated titles from Microsoft's own studios that gamers are eagerly waiting to hear more about. It can be a little frustrating when you're looking forward to an update on a specific game, and it just doesn't make an appearance. It leaves you wondering about development cycles, potential challenges, or if they're simply saving bigger reveals for later dates. What do you all think about these missing games? Were there any other titles you were personally hoping to see at the showcase that didn't make an appearance? Or are you happy that they might be holding off to polish them even further? Let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. I love hearing from you all. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown and want to stay up to date on all things gaming, please give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends who might be wondering the same things, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gaming news, deep dives and discussions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.